Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome to part 26 of Donkey Kong Country 2 Unveiled, where last time we spent like 4 hours getting 3 Klubba Coins, not DK coins, totally different, and today I guess we're gonna try taking on the next world, and who would have thought that all along it was in Clapper's Chill, which is funny because we're gonna be revisiting all sorts of levels, I guess, we already have, but especially in the upcoming even more difficult worlds, where if you look back in previous parts I was probably like, yes, we never have to play this level again. Well, I'm probably gonna end up eating those words at least a couple times coming up, I have no doubt. Now actually, I think one thing we want to do here is we're gonna want to get some coins in case we want to buy the wrinkly hints. Now what should I do about those things? It's really kind of puzzled my mind, like what is the best way to proceed forward. And I thought the last part was really good. Once I figured it out, it was a very big facepalm moment. But overall, I had a lot of fun hunting out the secrets last time. But then I look at it and I'm like, especially with the more difficult worlds coming up, is it worth spending hours literally replaying every single level from every world? Essentially like replaying half the game, to find where some kind of modification has been added to each level. Like if you look at the secrets that were added in World 1 and 2, like in World 1 we had that DK barrel like right at the beginning, World 2 invincibility barrel right at the beginning, and then World 3 a random timer right at the end of the level. So it's not even like, you could just check the beginning of each level. Like there's the potential that Bramble Antics, for example, might have something like right at the end, but should I replay the entirety of Bramble Antics just to check that? Probably not. So I think the strategy I'm going to go with is I'm going to check a few places that I think might be a little bit curious based on our previous playthrough. And then if those don't show anything early on, I'm going to check out the wrinkly hints, because I don't think it's worth, literally replaying every single world to this point. Looking for like one little small thing that's maybe changed, or maybe it won't be as small, maybe it will really jump out. I just was not expecting a timer in that last part, so it just really caught me off guard that appeared on the screen. But I guess we need to be on the lookout for anything. But the first thing I want to check is here, because the first time we played it, there was a DK barrel sound. Wow, I'm not used to there not being ice physics. The last time I played this game was with ice physics. And yeah, for some reason my body was ready to expect that, but I should have played Wii Fit instead, like Reggie does. Okay, so was there not, like, is there a DK barrel sound? Yes, and we never figured out why there was a DK barrel sound, so that was what made me want to check this level, in case suddenly there was a DK barrel here that just wasn't before, like it was invisible but not pick upable or something. But okay, so there goes that idea. Should I check more at the beginning of the level? I mean, the last time, that was the problem too. Clapper's Chill is a level I played so many times originally that it got stuck in my head that, I've seen that level top to bottom 5 bajillion times. I don't need to check it as thoroughly as the other levels, and I ate those words for sure. But yeah, we gotta get back into the groove here, because it's been a long time since we've played World 4, but I'm not seeing, like, this is like a green balloon or something. This level is the one that, like, if you don't have 2 partners, there's a part that gets really difficult to beat. But yeah, see, I still remember that trick. I'm not seeing anything, though. Oh yeah, we haven't really had to deal with many blue zingers in the later worlds. We also had comments betting that one of the Klubba Coins is going to somehow be related to a click-clack, which will not surprise me in the slightest if that happens, but okay. Like, yeah, nothing down there. I'm not betting on this level, but it could be like way later too. I don't know. But see, like, should I spend the time replaying that entire level in case there is something at the end? I feel like unless we want the Klubba Coins to take like another 12 hours, we should probably abbreviate things. And we're not doing that by me yapping on the world select screen or level select screen for an hour here. But again, it is kind of funny. I need to think back to when we played these levels previously. And, first of all, notice if something has even changed from that time. And so far, I'm not seeing that. Bramble Antics, I'm going to check the beginning. I feel like if something was added in this level, it would be in the beginning. And the interesting thing about this level, too, is that, you have the choice of paths once you get halfway. So, it wouldn't be that long, I guess, to check each of the paths. But, like, again, I'm not seeing anything particularly here. And I remember exactly how this works. Is the, muscle memory still ingrained in these fingers? Possibly. Possibly not also. And then that weird camera box thing that the screen doesn't scroll as fast as it should. So I don't know, I'm not seeing anything there really. Ricochet Rage is definitely another one. You know, maybe the hook pattern is different or something like that. You just have to beat a different hook pattern. I think it was always 25 seconds, right? Yeah, it's funny, I still have some of that memory there as well. And I think that is a similar pattern to the one before. There was that giant zinger at the end. Oh, I was gonna go to the left. One thing I want to check is the room with the purple balloon, to see if that's changed at all. But otherwise, I'm not seeing anything in here. Well, I don't know how I fit through that. And again, should we be checking bonus games for different things? I kind of got stuck in that mode last time where I was like, we gotta check all the bonus games, but you know, that didn't end up actually being the solution. So let's see here. It's still just the purple balloon. See, I thought since this is like a dead end, you know, it'd be the perfect spot for something to kind of change up, but okay. Another thought that I had back before we realized that, you know, all of the Klubba Coins were tied to some sort of new addition to the level was Canon Clash. Even when we played it the first time, a theory I had was, you know, maybe there's like one cannon that does something special that none of the other ones do. And I was thinking, you know, maybe one of them has a Klubba Coin or something, but again, you know, I'm not seeing anything different yet. And that's gonna, oh, wow, okay, but it's gonna, yeah, you can't do anything about that. And then this is still gonna take you to the bonus game. It's a collect the stars one. I am traumatized now of collect the stars forever. But yeah, and then the other one was up above the screen there, I believe. So that's that level, and then the last level was Team Up Trouble, where, yeah, you have to use both partners, and there was a bonus game. The one time I did not check behind the start, there was a bonus game. I've never, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be using the team throw to not, you know, have to deal with the sticky honey, but okay. Like, again, so, you know, we've checked the beginning of each level and have not seen anything yet, so I feel like, yeah, how does this one work? Do you hit him or not? Yeah, that's how that one worked. But yeah, I guess we're probably just going to check Wrinkly then, because I do want to get to the Lost World sometime this year, and then that happens. Yeah, okay, so time to check Wrinkly, I think. Unless the boss has a change. I remember being surprised at how easily we dealt with this boss. But again, I'm not seeing anything majorly different. So, Wrinkly, help! Give us your guidance. Please don't just say, literally, beat Bramble Antics again or something silly like that. Interesting so far that, like, all of the Klubba Coins are tied to a challenge, where, like, you know, a new thing is added, like an invincibility barrel or a timer, but that's not it. You literally then have to, you know, take that and race to somewhere or do something crazy with it. Okay, so interesting that, you know, this one's not at the bottom, right? So is that to imply that, like, yeah, like, what would be the reason for that, I wonder? But okay, and why is it only one coin, too? Who decides the pricing for these things? One of them is all new. I hope you remembered where all of them were, so that has to be a cannon. That has to be a cannon. That's my bet for that. So I was right! I was kind of right about the cannon one, just, you know, it not being one that was already there. But there must be a new one, and, you know, will it be in the first half, second half? Oh, okay, this is actually going to be awful, now that I think about it. So, I was right, but also, yeah, this is very, very scary. It's probably going to be like the last cannon in the level, isn't it? And you know what? I actually don't remember which cannon, you know, was where. It's literally been months since we played this. But, you know, I'm going to look at where enemies are placed. Like, obviously, you know, even if we hadn't just tried this is one that they make it easy to fall into, so you know it's not going to be one that you want to go in. So I'm going to look for one that looks really out of place in that regard. And this is, I know, an awkward spot where you have to do a throw, I think. And then I don't know if even in our original playthrough I ever beat that without taking a hit. How does this work again? You do that, right? And then something like that, okay. I remember this is another one of those levels that I actually didn't have all that much trouble with the first time. Now that's definitely a cannon that was there before. I think I remember in the comments someone had a, you know, tip. Oh, right. Right. I was going to play ahead a little bit to see if I could spot anything new. I mean, in fact, we actually could do that. Yeah, that's actually kind of a cool point. I'm not going to take the cannonball with us. But knowing Empty Cyst, it's probably in the second half. So there is also this part of me that's like, we might as well just beat the first half anyway. We also should... Did I not get the DK barrel? How? I'm so excited to carry that cannonball. I totally forgot to get that. Okay. But yeah, knowing Empty Cyst, it's probably going to be in the second half. So I'm probably not going to commentate over everything because we've literally played this level before. But I will jump back in should anything of interest happen. Oh, that's tough. Like, that's really tough. But okay, so we're going to do a little bit of exploring here then. Like, that one definitely doesn't feel like it'd be a good one to go into. And then this one, this is like the checkpoint. You go in that one, you get the checkpoint. Are any of these new? Is this the level where you had to duck in that random spot to get the DK coin? I feel like this one was here before. But yeah, I definitely don't feel like it was in the first half, if there was anything added. I mean, I could always just pull up... Hey, is that a cannon in the water there? Ooh, that's a good candidate for it. Okay. Yeah, so that's... I think that we just figured it out. Because I don't believe there was ever a cannon down there before, and if there was, you know, it's like, why? So hopefully that's the answer to this puzzle then, and we'll get back there and give it a shot. Whoa! Really phasing through that one. Okay. How does the rest of this level go again? Like that. Something like that. Wait. Who's shooting cannonballs from up there? I don't even remember that. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, like... Oh, look at that zinger over there. But yeah, that one being shot from above really messes you up. And I don't remember that cannon being there before. Maybe I just totally fluked it the first time. Like, I feel like this one you just kind of gotta like... Whoa! Okay, sure. Oh, I was so sure it was going to go off screen too much. And I think you go in here, and this should give us a checkpoint when we leave the bonus game. Okay, so. And then, yeah, this is that one where you go get the treasure chest, and you can kind of just repeatedly hit it against this red zinger. And it's kind of like what you do with the click-clack later on, except not really. Back in, World 6, where there's the DK coin inside that treasure chest. But okay, so hopefully now we'll start here if we have any kind of issues. I forget exactly how the second half works. Like, you gotta do that. Over here, a couple of crazy things here. And then, where was that cannon? In there. Like, there's no way that cannon was there before, right? Like, why would it be? And I feel like... there's part of me that's like, oh, using the wrinkly hints, it makes it so simple. Like, we were able to pinpoint this level immediately from that. But, are we missing anything by not replaying an entire world that we've already played before? I don't think so. Especially since if that cannon ends up being it, that's definitely something that would have caught my eye anyway. So I don't feel like, how did I do this? Wrinkly, like, totally gave it away. By the time I got to this level, I probably would have seen that. But yeah, so I forget the exact strategy. Man, it's funny is I know this level was like a nothing burger the first time we did it, but somehow I'm just not like you do. Oh, I can go back and get Dixie. I think Dixie was the key to the beginning of the second half. Now that I think about it, I think I can go here, and then I think she can do something crazy like this. Yeah, she has more of an arc to her throw. Okay, her up throw. And then, like, she can do that. But then you gotta switch to this guy. And And then once again, we can throw over, I think. Kind of. Maybe we could have thrown in the middle. Yeah, maybe it's, I don't know. Okay, yeah, that works. Okay. And then a thing like that. Oh yeah, that's what those bananas were supposed to be for. Right. Okay, we got this. There we go. Okay, so how does this work? Can I go over you? And then we're gonna do a thing like that, and then you don't want to hit the zinger on the way out. And there you go. Suddenly we're in Beehive Land. Very, very cool. And you can't even escape it through the doors. They don't actually exist. So, yeah, I guess we can now just start and select. And that's that. There you go. Less than half an hour to get that. I cannot complain at all. And that's how it should be. It shouldn't take 3 hours to get one of these things. Now, like, if there's a challenge associated with it that takes me a while, that's one thing. But literally just, like, replaying everything we've already played, I don't think we need to do that. I don't even think I need to save after that. If I had to, the power goes out, I have to redo that. I don't think it'd be the end of the world. So that takes us to World 5. And for World 5, I was actually here in the last part, because you might remember I came to Rockface Ridge to investigate how DK coins appearing after you collect all of the stars worked. And I can tell you that from the first half I played in order to get to that bonus game, I didn't notice anything out of place in Rockface Ridge. But I mean, I could have definitely missed something. But in terms of places that I want to go back and check that stood out the first time, as much as I hate to say it, I think we unfortunately have to revisit Decaying Depths. It had that really weird directional barrel, like halfway through, and the only thing it achieved was getting us stuck inside the wall. So I don't know if there's like an additional challenge available in regards to that now or what, but I guess we'll go check it out. And yeah, this is that fun level where you work upwards and have no way of seeing half the hazards that you're about to run into, but you just have to somehow predict that they exist. And it was not the most fun I've ever had playing Donkey Kong Country 2 the first time, but we'll see how much of it I remember. We'll just, you know, try and, like, yeah, try to get out of the way of that. And these guys are gonna come a-flying. And then, see, you gotta do things like this, but then it's like, you never know if you're gonna get hit by something from above. And I know if you do it here, there's like a 3-up, I think, which, I mean, I won't complain about extra lives at this point. Here, I think, what's the strategy for this guy again? Something like that. Can I just jump this? Yes, okay. This, yeah, everything's easier the second time, or, you know, whatever time this is, if you include all the, you know, previous attempts. But otherwise, yeah, we'll see you at that barrel. Here is where the first bonus game was. Yeah, directional barrel coming up. If we don't die, which we probably will. And this is when all those cannonballs start coming from off screen. Ugh! Off-screen cannonball, I called it! How? Someone explain how. Like, ugh. Like, see, some people claim that you can literally hold the A button for like a millisecond and it works. And then sometimes I feel like I hold it for an hour and it still doesn't work. But yeah, Radley, whoa, just barely missed it there. Radley in particular, out of all the animal buddies, I feel like is the one I just do not enjoy using anymore. And I don't think it's Unveiled's fault, I just feel like Radley's kind of janky all around. And yeah, I mean, the situations that you're forced to use him in Unveiled, I guess don't help. Particularly this one. But yeah, you know, give me Squeaks or Rambi or literally anything but Radley at this point. But okay, can we not get mashed by off-screen projectiles? This time, like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, see, tell me how any of this is fair. So that's where you get stuck inside the wall. You know, so far I'm not seeing any really great use for this. Can I go get the checkpoint? I forget if you can come back from the checkpoint. Like, yes, kind of. And then that's right, that happens. But you know what? I don't know, I'm not seeing anything there. If Wrinkly points us back there, we'll go back, but otherwise, I think I'm good. So let's check this at the beginning of each level then. And see if we can find anything spooky about. Oh, that's right, you duh. Blue! You can't touch blue in this game. Unless it's money. Then give it all to me. But, yeah, I don't think there's really anything here. Like, there's the money. And then you gotta not touch those guys. Which is not that hard, but it just takes a second to get into the groove. And the ice physics are back, so whatever. I'm not feeling so good about that level. This level, again, I checked it in the previous video. Didn't really see anything there. I mean, I didn't really mean to check it, but I did play the beginning half. This level, I just got a DK barrel, which is why it kind of froze there for a second, I think. That bonus barrel is up in the corner. I'm kind of leaning towards the first half, if it's going to be in any level. Or, not the first half. I'm kind of leaning towards the first level of the world, actually. I feel like that's the funkiest level, and has the most potential for there to be something added to it. So that's kind of my bet. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything here. Definitely possible it's like later on or something, but in terms of the first little bit there, I don't think there's anything out of the ordinary. Does Cranky have any new kind of secrets? Creme Dyke bar? Interesting advertising got going on there. Okay, so yeah, he doesn't have any like additional secrets or anything, it looks like. Don't come back. Don't worry, Cranky. Don't plan on it. I guess we can press this now. Slowly moving on up. But okay, let's check this level, and then if not, we'll go give Wrinkly a visit. So far, not noticing anything. And there's no ice physics, which is nice. Okay, how does this work again? I need to, have a second to remember that. Yeah, whatever action you're doing when you go in is the action that you're doing when you come out. It's such a cool mechanic. I wonder what we'll see come back in the Lost World. Will every level be built around like brand new mechanics? Oh, yeah, that's right. I think you're supposed to... Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to bounce on anything there. I think I'm just supposed to keep going with Dixie's Flutter. But yeah, like, will there be new mechanics? Will they bring back old ones? I'm actually surprised we haven't seen any more cannonball carrying levels. Like, I remember back in World 6, all those years ago, when people were building up, there was going to be a super tough level. Part of me was wondering, like, is it going to be a cannonball carrying level? And I was surprised that, we never actually ended up seeing one of those, again, past World 4. So, I bet we see one of those in the... Oh, how does this work again? There was some way I did that. Don't quite remember. I'm going to play around with this level a little bit more. But yeah, my bet is that a cannonball level comes back in the Last World. But I guess we'll see. Oh yeah, so someone mentioned actually. That's right, I just remembered that there... Yes, there was a comment on the part with this video, on the, rather the part with this level, where someone mentioned that you were supposed to do that, and it just dawned on me. That's actually really cool. I don't even remember how I did it originally now, but I think that's actually the intended way, so I now have it on video. Who would have thought that having to replay all these crazy levels would pay off? And right, you can't jump over that guy. Didn't remember that part. Can you go inside this door now? No. Interesting. Okay, so, like, yeah, I don't know. If I don't see anything soon, we'll go check. Like, if this is probably the last life I'm gonna do. Okay, so with that said, of course this level doesn't have a real checkpoint, so you'll always have to start from the beginning anyway. Yeah, let's see what Wrinkly has to say. We've kind of given each level a little bit of a look. And this one's free? I'm sure I never paid for it. Did I accidentally buy it? I've definitely never looked at it though. So let's see what you gotta say. The tiniest gap of them all holds the biggest of secrets. Tiniest gap of all... Oh, the tiniest gap of them all holds the biggest of secrets. Yes, okay. So that could literally be any level with holes in it. It could even be a level like without holes. Like it could be a gap in the wall in Hornet Hall or something. I'm not feeling decaying depths though. I'm definitely feeling either Rockface Ridge, Freezing Frenzy, or Warp Woods. It's literally just taking me back to my childhood, finding that DK coin in Ghostly Grove that just requires you to jump down a random hole. Yeah, really bringing those World 5 feels back from the good old days. So I guess I'm just gonna replay these 3 levels then? Which one do you think it could be in? I'm just trying to think back to the level. I don't think Warp Woods had any like particularly small gaps. Rockface Ridge has a lot of like really massive gaps, but then there's some smaller ones as well. You know, like this is a small gap, so like am I just supposed to jump down every hole that's kind of small? Will there be any kind of indication? I'm just trying to think back to these levels, because we remember how thoroughly I searched Freezing Frenzy for that last bonus game. It was really well hidden. And then Warp Woods, I had to replay it multiple times because that last bonus coin threw me for a bit of a loop. Like it could end up not being any of those. So here we go. Unlike the last wrinkly hint, which kind of really gave away the level, I guess this one's going to require a little bit more exploration, but my strategy is just going to be to replay these 3 levels as fast as I can and either, you know, rule them out and then we'll move on to the other 2 levels, or maybe we'll find something along the way. And I don't know, maybe... Alright, we'll start with Warp Woods. Like, tiniest gap. I mean, I'm only assuming it means, like, gap in the floor, right? I mean, it could, I guess, be gap in the ceiling. Gap in the wall. But when you think gap, the tiniest of gaps holds the... Tiniest gaps in the mall holds the biggest secrets. Something like that. Like, so we just have to look for, like, a really tiny hole, right? Like, that's a tiny gap, but is it the tiniest gap of them all? Like, is it gonna be like the second I see it, I'm gonna be like, wow, that's a ridiculously tiny gap. I wonder, how is this supposed to work again? I don't remember. Yeah, it's definitely been a while. I don't have all, you know, the level of knowledge memorized, you know, like I did when I was originally playing it. And in awkward situations like this, it's kind of like you have to know what you're supposed to be doing before you go in, and I guess it's just gonna take a few tries to get that all ironed out again. Oh, that's right, the downwards thing I think means you're supposed to roll into it, but whatever, we cheesed it, and that's all that matters. And we're gonna do a thing like that, and there was actually a part of me that was just thinking to myself, when does the checkpoint come up, despite the facts I knew already that there was no checkpoint. And here's the box that you need for the bonus game. I don't know, is there a tiny gap later on in the level? I'm not remembering anything like that. Alright, Warp Woods, you're written off for now. It's Rockface Ridge time. Like, could that be a tiny gap? Could that be a tiny gap? Like, now, this one's pretty cryptic. Because it could mean so many things, but like, I like how the World 2 hint said at the end of the tunnel. So it's like, I can associate the word tunnel with, you know, tunnel trouble. So I don't know if, I'm sure that in the World 3 hints, there wasn't clapper or chill. Nothing in the hint, you know, kind of alluded to the fact that it was in that level. Oh, wind changed immediately as I let go of the Y button. So one interesting thing about this level is I think I read in the comments is that the wind, you know, the way it acts was not changed at all from how it was in the original game. So like the level design was changed, but all of the wind actions, like when it blows certain directions and when it changes, that was all kept exactly the same as it was from the level in the original game, Gusty Glade. So that's kind of funny, and I guess it explains why sometimes it feels like the sporadic wind changing is kind of like that was a decision that was made, but I guess it just wasn't really a decision that was made at all. And yeah, it looked like I was supposed to be on the end of that thing. Is there? I'm even thinking about this level too. I don't think there was any like particularly small gaps. Out of all of these levels, the one that had the most like kind of platforming and, you know, jumping on awkward platforms, it was Freezing Frenzy. So I'm leaning towards this one. As I remember even in our original playthrough, we jumped into like a lot of holes just looking for bonuses at one point. And yeah, that was a thing I just fluked out. Okay, so small gap, small gap. It's not a small gap. Like, let's look at all these holes in the floor. So far, nothing I would call the smallest gap. I mean, like, unless it means like the smallest gap of like a bigger subset of gaps. And this is where the DK coin's up there, right? Yes. Now, see, that's a smaller gap. Like, should I just jump into that for fun? Or, like... unfortunately, it's not like Sonic, where if you hold down, the screen scrolls down. Do you see anything to the left there at all? Like, there would have to be some sort of indication, right? Like, every single time something's been added. In the last one, a cannon was added. So something new has to be added this time. That indicates you just jump into a hole, I guess. Again, assuming that this is about jumping into a hole and not a gap of some other sort. Okay, so here's the checkpoints. I mean, none of these look like the smallest gap in this level. So we're gonna keep proceeding. Like, I could swear that at some point in this level there was like a particularly small hole. Oh wow, okay, I wasn't expecting to make that one. We'll wait for that rope to reappear unless it never disappears. Okay, maybe that's the case. Yeah, this level was all about navigating around these awkward guys. Is that a small hole? No, I remember this part of the level is a really big pain. There were some timing shenanigans we eventually figured out, but don't expect me to remember those now. Okay, so it's actually not this part. I think, yeah, this part, I think it's kind of weird. Yes. Still don't see anything, though. I don't even know if I touched those guys. Whoa! Okay, well, that totally threw me off, and any deaths that occur after this point are totally unfair. I don't know, I'm starting to wonder again if it's Rockface Ridge. I don't think it's Warp Woods, which means it probably is Warp Woods. Ugh. I mean, it could literally still be any level. Again, the whole theory is not absolute. But I guess we're at the checkpoint in Freezing Frenzy, so we'll keep trying this for at least a few more minutes. Hey, wait a second. Yes! 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 I wonder if I fell into that. Okay, so confirmed. I was like, I want to see what's over here before I go in that door, and I was like, wait a minute, that's probably a fake door, isn't it? So there you go. I probably even fell into this hole during my original playthrough, too. I wish I had Dixie, but we don't. And then, like, these are kind of like really awkward walls that you can kind of go through, but not really. Only the bottom is go-throughable, which makes them very weird. I have no idea how I'm going to interact with that wall, so I hesitated. Like, is the top solid or is it not? I don't know, because there's no rules in this walls. Whoa. Now see, here's the thing. Here is the thing that you must consider. If I had not read the wrinkly hint, there is no way I would have just gone around jumping into every single small hole. Meaning that if I hadn't read that, I probably never, ever would have found the secret unless, like, there is some sort of indication later on. Like, say you don't go down the hole, and maybe you can see the coin at, like, a later part. It kind of looked like we were about to rejoin with the main level. I don't know. Right before I died, because I didn't know I had to interact with the wall. So, I mean, there is still the potential that there is an indication of some sort, and people who are more familiar with this game are definitely welcome to point that out. But otherwise, it's like, if you don't read that hint, how the heck are you ever supposed to know to jump into a random hole? Which, again, I'm betting, if I went back and watched that previous part, I did jump into that hole, because it does look suspicious. So maybe there may have eventually come a day when I was so desperate that I jumped into it. But yeah, like, see how you, like, oh, it's so awkward how these walls work. But we have Dixie this time, so I mean, it makes me feel a little bit better, even though she almost toasted us right there. Like, is this a solid? No, is it? So the top is solid. Darn it. Well, there goes Diddy, but you know, worthy sacrifice, I guess. So my final verdict is that I probably, if I was desperate enough, would jump into that hole just to check. But you know, we're talking like after hours of exhausting every other possibility. So I am thankful that I'm checking the wrinkly hints, because it's just saving a lot of time that I guess otherwise doesn't need to be spent. Still pretty cryptic. I'm definitely lucked out, because I had a, no, I could have probably, like, I gotta kind of sneak under and then what? Okay, jump over here. Okay, this is not fun, as I kind of jumped before I knew what was there, and then I was stuck trying to land on that tight ledge. But yeah, like, I don't know, Freezing Frenzy just gave off a vibe of a level that had a small hole in it somewhere. You know, I guess I was pulling something a little bit from memory there. But yeah, otherwise, definitely an interesting secret, and I think at this rate we'll probably move on to World 6, because this hasn't taken overly long. And then World 7 should be quite simple. There's only one level. I can't imagine that one's going to be incredibly hard. It's really cool because in World 7... Do you come back soon? Thank you. Like, we definitely saw parts of the level that we never had the chance to explore during our original playthrough, so I'm wondering how that's all going to work. I'm definitely excited for that. But first, we got to get this one. And that is just the most awkward thing to time. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes I don't touch these guys and I still take damage. Okay, now, can we not lose the hit? Whoa. Oh, of course I did, but okay, we're back here again. Maybe, okay, I guess we're back here again. Okay, like, ugh. It's so cool to think that, like, this area was always down here, even if we couldn't access it before. But yeah, it's definitely important to remember that, well, I guess all of the Klubba Coins are just things that we could never have gotten originally, which, you know, blasts a lot of the theories I was trying to work with in World 3 of the last part out of the water, but we didn't know that at the time. And now we are down here, and there's nothing else we can do but sit here for all of eternity. But we can also start and select. Okay, so 39 DK coins, one more, and we have as many as we, you know, beat the original game with, which is kind of cool to think about. But yeah, Worlds 4 and 5 down. I think I'm feeling good. So let's move on to Krem Keep, and where do we even start with this one? My bet, if I had to make a bet for which level it's in, it has to be Cask Task. And maybe this is actually a really bad idea. If it ends up being in Cask Task somewhere, having to relearn that. If it ends up being Cask Task, I might end the video and then do 6 and 7 in another part. Just because it's Cask Task, right? Suddenly, you know, who knows how many hours we'd be tacking on, which it probably wouldn't be as hard to, you know, proceed to the level now that I've beaten it once. But I still would probably separate it at that point. There could be like an extra barrel or just an extra something somewhere that relates to it. An invincibility barrel that lets you swim through the goo and get it. That's my bet. But Cleaner's Cauldron, like, none of these levels really jump out at me as, like, you know, that's the one that could have a secret in it, aside from Cask Task. So just for a laugh, actually, you know, Stronghold Showdown, like, what was with this sign? World 7? I don't know what to say about that. when I reviewed the footage of that, I jumped on the sign. I was like, that was weird. There was a part of me that was like, well, what if there was like an invisible animal buddy that came out of it? I never even tried jumping in the position where the sign was. So that was my thought going in there. I'm like, I'm just gonna do that because who knows? It could just be something random that happens when you jump on that sign. Because the last time I jumped on it, I kind of went right out of the level and didn't really think to explore. Oh my goodness. You could spend hours searching World 6 and not even think to look at that. You win some, you lose some, and in that case, we won big. And that's what I look at in the last part too. Worlds 1 and 2 were like a cinch. And then I paid for that in World 3, but... wow. Wow. And you know, I'm actually kind of disappointed in a way. Because World 6 was great. Like, a lot of really cool levels. A lot of places where something could have been hidden. And, you know, it's just crazy to think that that was where it was hidden. The literal first thing that we did. Not gonna complain, I guess. Okay, so, yeah, this is the single level in World 7, so... Wait, oh, hey! There you go! So we can go up here now. Okay. Very cool. Oh, and there's a Squeak section. Are we gonna have to race, you know, Screech? That'd be kind of cool. I mean, but, you know, I can deal with a Squeak section here. Which brambles can you touch with him? Okay, no, I think it's the top ones you can touch. When you're transformed, you can touch the top of brambles. No, it's the opposite. When you're transformed, you can touch the bottom of the brambles. But when you're playing as the Kongs, you can rest along the top? I think that's how this works, and wow. But I just realized, we actually never read the wrinkly hint for World 6. Wow. Wow, though. Wow. K-Rool placed this sign. He calls this I call this abomination. Get rid of this thing. So I mean, that would have literally given it away. That would have instantly given it away. I am so happy. I am so happy that I went in here without reading that first. My freaking goodness. Wow. Wow. For as long as I live, that might be one of the most ridiculous things that I have ever experienced. Just how unexpected that was. And I love the fact that we jumped on it before, too. So, like, we knew it was, like, a sign that you could, for some reason, jump on and break. And it seemed pointless at that time, but not anymore, apparently. Wow. Just wow. And this, okay, so what is it? You can touch them from below. Awesome. But not the diagonal ones. We should also definitely make sure that we don't game over. Not that, you know, any of those three, now that we know where they are. The most difficult one so far was definitely World 4. The World 7, the World 6 one literally took us less than a minute. How do I always mess that up? But yeah. Oh, that was cool. That was really cool. So yeah, I think apparently not liking Winky is a thing in the speedrun community. But anyway, like, okay, there we go. And here we are. So let's try our best here. Now that we've gotten all the, you know, bumps, worked out here. We can touch that from the top, but not diagonal ones. That's really odd. Like, man, that's a tight fit. But I can do a thing like that. And we got a barrel to help us here. Okay. I like how we're literally just kind of like flying through all of the, the in-between sections here. I think we're supposed to use that gap to get around that red zinger, but we didn't need that. Okay. Something like that. I'm trying to take it easy, but it's not the easiest thing to do. This feels really bad. This we can do. Of course, squeak sounds pretty correct in this level. There's the G. Yeah, see, like, all these bananas are bananas that we saw during our original playthrough, but we couldn't get. And we kind of have a choice here, it looks like, on which path we want to take. I don't know if there's, like, a correct one and an incorrect one, but when you get hits, everything's incorrect, I guess. All right, 5 lives. Cannot let that hit 0. I'm just begging her to let that hit 0, aren't I? Okay. Second, see, I'm good when I'm going fast. The second I try to slow it down and take my time, that's when I start messing things up. And yeah, you can just cheese this by doing that. Not that I'm gonna complain. Awkward kind of floating bramble block there. And see, like, this, like, yeah, like, just don't take it slow. Ah, shoot, wait, why did I get hurt by that? I thought we could touch them from the bottom. Alright, you know what? Before we push it too far, as much as I hate to do it, we're gonna do a little bit of life farming. I don't think that much is gonna be necessary, but we're gonna do a little bit, just to make sure we don't game over. I think the good old classic 15 should be good enough. I can't imagine it taking us more tries than that. Hopefully, like, I mean, it doesn't seem that bad. I'm mostly making silly mistakes, I think. So hopefully, we'll get the hang of that, and all will be good. But yeah, nothing against a, squeaks section here. As I mentioned, I like squeaks more than I like Radley, so I appreciate that this isn't a Radley section. And yeah, Decaying Depths did not end up having an extra DK coin in it, so we can all sleep well at night knowing that, but it still does not answer the question of just what the heck that directional barrel was ever supposed to be for, because it literally seemed like it was good for absolutely nothing, other than getting stuck inside the wall. But okay, let's do this here. Where have we gotten to? I think our yellow zinger's coming up, and I think that's kind of where we got. Oh yeah, and then you get that splitting path up here. And I took the upper path last time. I guess we can try the lower path. I see a red zinger down here, I think. Okay, so we'll avoid you. Does this meet up somewhere? Okay, it meets up here. So you do literally have a choice. Kind of cool. And we want to go up or down? Looks like up. Can I touch these? No, like, I guess you can't touch it where there's that big, like, leafy thing, for whatever reason. You can touch it anywhere else. But yeah, this is definitely one of those levels that, the original time, we just did surprisingly well. And maybe that's the thing. I mean, I guess I shouldn't have life farmed. The whole reason we did so well the first time was because I didn't want to game over, and we could not life farm. There was no choice in that matter. So I had to pull out all the skill. And we had an epic run that eventually led to victory. But I mean, I guess I could have done that this time, but hopefully we'll be fine anyway. I don't, again, foresee this taking too long. We're already back to here, and we can take this as we did last time. Wasn't so bad. Squeeze through here. And we can go up here. And I think there was actually yellow zingers here. I was for some reason trying to sandwich around everything when I literally could have taken out this guy and made things 10 times easier. Like that. Okay, very nice. It's one thing having to fly in like a tight spot, but having to, do that as well. And there you go! 41 freaking DK coins! And then we're stuck here. I could swear there was still a part later on in the level. Remember in the, in my final run that led to victory, there was that spot where I was trying to throw a partner up, and like it didn't seem like there was anything there? I could swear there's still something on like the far right side of the level that we never explored. You don't think there's like 2 secrets in this level, do you? But I guess that's it. That's all of the Klubba Coins, I guess. And I mean, I can't stop the music now when it's so good. And there we go. So that's all of them, I guess. Wow, that was fantastic. Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. We never read the one in this world. Oh! So that would have told you the actual levels that they're in. 7-1, who would have thought? 6-7, look at that! Look at that! I mean, the sign clue gave it away anyway. Or like the art or whatever it was. Wow. 3-1! If I had known it was in 3-1, that could have saved 3 hours of my life. But you know what? I have no complaints. I had so much fun finding those coins. And I'm guessing that with that, we're probably ready to head to the Lost World, but oh, look at that, 36. I can't do it today though. I can't. We gotta save it for the next time. I can't, we can't see the Lost World and then just kind of leave it there. It's gotta be its own thing. So next time, unless there's more secrets hidden somewhere, which I would not complain about, it looks like we are finally going to begin the Lost World. I'm happy with how this part went, using the hints ahead of time, except for World 6 and World 7. I guess we technically only really did it for Worlds 4 and 5, so yeah, it balanced out in the end. But that went well. It wasn't like hours and hours and hours of pointless nothingness, so hopefully you all enjoyed that too. So with 36 hours, 36 minutes, 75 Creme coins, 41 DK coins, an unheard of number, 87%, next time, I think we'll finally begin the Lost World. So thanks, and hope you'll join me then. Thank you so much once again for checking out my videos. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, as it really helps my channel out. With that said, hope to see you next time.